With the Kamehameha School's Bernice Pauahi Bishop Estate. Behind me, the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior classes are in their final minutes of rehearsal before tonight's song contest. For the past 6 weeks, the entire high school student body has been preparing for this celebration of song. Tonight, these young people will experience a kind of closeness that comes in striving for the same goal. The freshmen, here for the first time. The sophomores with just one co-ed performance under their belt. The juniors with a nothing-to-lose attitude. And the seniors who would like nothing more than to make a clean sweep of all of the awards. But too quickly, even these rehearsals must end. Then comes the agonizing delay as each class awaits its turn to sing. Wayne and Robin, I'll join you back in the arena in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Elisa. The students are filing in, and we will begin our journey across Hawaii.
Tonight, we will journey over the 8 seas with our song contest prelude, Na Kai E Walu.
Through these waters came a seafaring people. They followed the stars, the birds, and the currents. They brought with them their canoes, their tools, and essential plants and animals. They brought a Polynesian culture that had survived vast migrations and would flourish for centuries on these islands. One of their legends spoke of the demigod Maui, the trickster. Maui, the fisherman. Skilled was he in the ways of the ocean. Maui desired a great fish, Pimoi, the sacred ulua. Manaya Kalani, Maui's magical fishhook, was cast into the lipo, deep, murky waters where Pimoi lived. Once hooked, the great ulua fought for 2 days. As Pimoi tired, Maui increased his efforts, pulling on the line until land rose from the ocean depths. During the struggle, the land mass broke into pieces, forming our island chain.
The theme of the song contest is Na Kai E Walu, which literally means the 8 seas, but it's an epithet to refer to the 8 islands of Hawaii. And our thought behind this particular theme was that we could really praise and honor each of the islands was our opportunity to present yet another side of the idea of land, and that is how our kupuna felt, how they saw themselves in relationship to the land. Within Hawaiian poetry, if someone were to sit down and compose a song for a particular place, a Hawaiian approach might be to see the relationship between man and the place. Not simply to look at land or a mountain or the ocean as existing in and of itself, but rather the unique relationship that man has with the environment.
Few events have inspired the Hawaiian spirit as the voyages of the Hokulea. The chants and legends of our ancestors were proven true, that a Polynesian people had developed a complex society, and that their skills of navigation and agriculture were brought to the Hawaiian Islands.
The voyaging canoe was central to Polynesian society, central to Hawaiian society in the early days. Without the voyaging canoe, the people basically could not expand, could not explore, could not survive. Because Polynesia and Hawaii is an ocean world.
Nainoa Thompson navigated Hokule'a's 1980 voyage to Tahiti. It was a personal rediscovery not only of traditional seafaring, but also of a new way to see one's environment. These precious and fragile slivers of land that we call home.
The Hawaiian Islands is the most isolated landmass on Earth, which meant that the basic issue is that for the Hawaiians to survive here, they had to live within the limits of what the natural environment could provide.
The restricted amount of land meant that what land there was greatly treasured, and this gave a feeling toward the land, imbued people with a feeling toward the land that perhaps they would not have if they lived in great wide open spaces.
Because most of these islanders needed to live on the coastline, the amount of inhabitable land was very scarce. Survival demanded that the Hawaiian be in harmony with nature. Mismanagement of these limited resources could bring famine and suffering.
When everything is balanced, it's pono. And man's role within this cycle, which is pono, means that he is giving and taking with the land.
Not only did they catch the fish, but they also fed the fish. You know, Hawaiians were great at the art of catching fish, but they were also the great farmers of fish. You know, they took care of the health of the population, of the resource that they need to survive in. And that's values, and that's ethics.
Lokoi'a, the Hawaiian fish pond, was the height of environmental technology. The ponds were designed as ideal habitats for fish. Algae and seaweed were found in abundance, so the fish came and grew fat. If an area had many fish ponds, it was called Aina Momona, a fat land.
The most productive land was not land at all, but estuaries and fish ponds. Fish ponds will produce more protein per acre than you can produce by raising beef or pork.
Who were these ancestors? And what allowed them to flourish for centuries on that perilous edge between land and sea? Much of what we know about them, their culture, and their secrets for survival were preserved in chants and stories, passed down from generation to generation. Herb Kawainui Kane is the son of a Hawaiian storyteller. Continuing that tradition, he creates visual images of a Hawaii that is long gone.
The reverence for accuracy that the Hawaiians had for their storytelling is something that I feel also in my paintings. I don't like to put something down in paint unless I feel certain that it is fairly accurate, reasonably accurate.
In order to understand the mana'o, or thoughts of the original Hawaiians, Herb Kane researched the ancient chants and early Hawaiian writers such as David Malo, Samuel Kamakau, and John Papa'i'i.
Not until you try to make a serious attempt to see through their eyes will they come alive on the canvas. They had no word for religion or for supernatural. Everything was natural. Everything of nature, including the spirits, the ancestral spirits. The gods, if we will call them gods, were really the spirits of ancestors.
These spirits, or aumakua, would often take animal forms and would protect their descendants from harm. To be disrespectful to aumakua or to nature would be the same as being disrespectful to one's parents.
So the idea of living in harmony with nature was part of the fabric of the Polynesian attitude. The idea of a conquest of nature, which is a very modern idea, subjugating nature to man's needs and wants, would have been completely incomprehensible to the original Hawaiians.
Eia mai Hawaii inui a kea, eia mai loko mai o ka pō, puka mai ka moku ka aina, ka lalani aina onu.
The Hawaiian reverence of nature is seen in his subservient status to the taro plant. This chant honors Wakea, father of the heavens, and Papa, earth mother. From their daughter, Ho'ohoku Kalani, came the child, Haloa. Haloa was born deformed, without arms and legs, and was buried beside the house. From the fertile soil grew a stalk and a quivering leaf. This was the taro, the firstborn. Only later did the gods give birth to man.
The younger members of the family, which we are, the Hawaiian people, have a certain duty towards the elder, towards the land, towards the taro, towards the ali'i. Our duty was to malama, to care for, to serve, to love. And if we malama aina, for instance, then the aina, the land, has a certain duty towards us. And that is, the land feeds us. In Hawaiian, we call this hanai. The land protects us. We call this ho'omalu.
Waipa Valley on Kauai's north shore was known in ancient times for its delicious taro. For David Sproat and the Hanalei farmers, Waipa represented an opportunity to reclaim a traditional ahupua'a.
If you get farther up the valley and you follow the stream off of which this awai comes, you see the old lo'is, the ancient lo'is from the Hawaiians before. They're still there under all the overgrowth.
1,600 acres of land was leased from Bishop Estate. Then the work began.
It was really basically a flooded plain that we came into, and so there was a lot of cleaning, clearing, and drainage to be put in before the land was even usable again. So there's been a lot of hard work just to get it to the point where it's at. And when you go through that, it builds a lot of appreciation in you. You know what it takes to bring land back to a usable state where it can be productive again.
As the land rejuvenated, the descendants of Haloa, the elder brother, returned to Waipa Valley. And in a scene centuries old, the family of the younger brother tended the lo'i.
You know, the young taro leaf, when it unfolds, it's a miracle. It's beautiful. And the taro itself is a wondrous plant. You take it from the mud and the muck, you know, you cut it up, and even if you have just this little bit left that goes to be replanted, it comes alive again. It rejuvenates. We call this olaho.
The beauty of the taro plant is you can eat all of it. You can eat the taro as it is. You can eat the stem of the taro, the haha, or you can eat the leaf, the luau. And of course, what the Hawaiians went one step further, and they made poi from the taro.
The taro plant has given Waipa Valley a new life, a new purpose. Waipa has become a gathering place for the local farmers and the Hawaiian community.
We've pretty much touched on just, I think, every issue that's going on in the Hawaiian community. It's happened here at Waipa, and people come here interested in what we're doing. Native Indians have come here. You know, Alaskans have come here looking at us.
In concert with the mission of Kamehameha schools, Waipa Valley has also become a center for young Hawaiians.
We feel that it's something that the young kids need to look to as a positive alternative to what's going on today. You know, this community is no different from any other. There's a lot of drugs, drinking, and everything here, and we're trying to offer this opportunity, especially to young people.
Pākamakuahine, oili moku ole mai mahope.
musician, Dennis Kamehameha often can be found hiking in the mountains where he finds inspiration in nature's solitude and quiet.
There's so much to discover. Go in the forest, go in the mountains, and see what our ancestors saw before. They were great observers of nature, you see. When we're young, we don't think of these things. We take things for granted. It's when you finally go by yourself and go off into the mountain, or if you're a sea person, down to the ocean. You find that place that gives you that serenity. And that's what you need, that peace of mind in order for you to create.
A favorite place is a bench in a park near his home. Here, Dennis Kamehameha sings Le Ko'ele, a traditional style mele written for the island of Lanai and dedicated to Kumuhula Elaine Kaupuiki.
Reverend Dennis Kamehameha came to Lanai with the Sons of Hawaii. Our boys here on the island of Lanai loved the way they sing their songs, and all of a sudden they knew that he was a composer, and they wanted him to compose a song for Ko'ele. So the boys brought him up here, and it took him all over and asked him, please do a song for Lanai, for Ko'ele.
Ko'ele ikalai pokaua liili ua ike maka'a.
For Dennis Kamehameha, this was becoming a memorable trip. The men of Lanai braved dangerous winter waves to pick opihi and to catch kava for the musicians. Sitting around a fireplace, he heard their stories and felt their warmth.
These people had a lot to offer. I mean, the aina is so beautiful. I mean, nowhere else can you describe the beauty of Ko'ele. Like in the morning when the mist rolls in from the condensation, from the fog that comes in the morning, or some evenings when the fog just lays on the ground, and the Norfolk pines that line the street. It's like you're in another world,
Elaine Kaupuiki shared her childhood memories with Dennis. Like many Hawaiians in those days, her father was a cowboy on the Ko'ele ranch. Her mother was from now deserted Keomuku. She remembers people long gone, perhaps hidden in Ko'ele's mist. Only a few lonely buildings remain.
There's so many subjects you can choose, but you have to narrow it down to one that people can identify with. And it just so happened that Ko'ele was the hub for these Hawaiian people, because they remember that in their childhood. Their fathers worked there, maybe grandfathers, relatives. So the ranch was a big, part of their life.
Inspired by this visit, Dennis Kamehameha composed Le Ko'ele in the style of traditional Hawaiian poets. Images of the aina are interwoven with the feelings of people. Carefully chosen words create intricate layers of meaning, each enhancing the other. And quite often, the composition is given to someone in the spirit of aloha.
I went back to Lanai, and I said I have a surprise. I have a whole kupu that I'm going to give to the people. The three of us on our first trip, and we performed at the Sons of Hawaii. We all performed it, and I don't think there was a dry eye in the place, because it's just an emotional song.
Elaine Kaupuiki immediately created a hula to accompany Le Ko'ele. The song would soon become Lanai's unofficial anthem.
When it first came out, oh golly, I felt so aloha, I felt the love for this island much, much more.
I think each of us, if we're born in the islands, we have a special place, special to us. We cling to that, the aina itself, because each one of us, a part of us, come from the aina, the lepo.
For song contest, this mele will be performed by the sophomore class. It is their challenge to discover the world within it.
Me and my girls, when we perform the song, we know in our hearts it's a beautiful song and a beautiful meaning to it. So when we perform, I always tell my girls, perform it with them, as if you're there, as if you're in that song. That way, you love the song more.
Song leader Mele Apana expresses a special aloha for this year's senior class selection. Being from Kauai, she felt that it was fate when Uanani Kauai was picked by a random lottery.
It was God's meant that I pulled out this song. And then especially from Kauai, you know, it makes my heart feel good because I feel that I was born and raised in Kauai, and I would never dream of I never thought I would end up doing a Kauai song by the time I graduated. And here it is, and we're feeling real good about it.
1, 2, ready, and...
Nani Valelihue, another Kauai song, completes the medley. And as Mele seeks to unravel each layer of meaning contained in its poetry, she would ask for guidance from her teacher, Randy Fong.
He'll play the song for me, and we use the English translation of it, you know, so they kind of like set a picture in my mind so I can understand what they're trying to get across to me too. And hopefully it goes from them, then it goes to me, then it goes to the class, and then from the class it goes to the people.
For the students who are very familiar with their language, they are able to see things that other students aren't able to see. They're able to look through a window into the past.
It's like a privilege doing this song. And if you think about that, it was our kupunas that did write the lyrics to this song. And we're singing it for them, you know, generations and generations later.
You know, the concept of the Hawaiians called the ha, the breath. Well, it's the same with music. Music is someone's breath being given to you. And when you sing, you have to want to sing it. The desire to sing it. And you must, in your mind, know what you're singing about.
As more students become inspired by Hawaiian poetry and begin to learn the language, the thoughts of our kupuna can find fertile ground and grow strong roots.
Now, in the halls here at Kamehameha, if you spend just an hour or two here, you'll hear the Hawaiian language spoken. And often you'll hear it spoken in the hallway, or yelling at each other across the field, or on the bus. And to me, that's a sign of hope. That means things are changing.
If they take the language, you know, and have more understanding, then eventually they're going to put their foot down and they're going to say, hey, we need our language back, we need our music back, you know, we need our land back.
To me that when you look at like a photograph of the Earth from the space shuttle and you see the whole planet, really it's just an island. Instead of being bounded like the Hawaiian Islands by ocean, it's bounded by space.
I think the old idea that we must live in harmony with the land is very important. It's important for the planet Earth, not just for Hawaii.
As mankind tries to do good and tries to undo the mess he's done, in a way, he's saying that yes, there is room in this world for this perspective from times past.
Some say, well, you know, the language is going to die, the culture is going to die. It'll only die if there's no seed to, an area where the seed can be planted, that desire to continue. And I think that's what Song Contest instills.
The life of the land is preserved in righteousness. For Hawaiians, these words are more than a poetic phrase. The Aina, the land, holds a significance that goes beyond language. From the land flow all things. It provides shelter. It provides sustenance. It provides security. But from the land also flows the mana, the life force. And so the land feeds not only the body, but the soul. This is the legacy of Bernice Pawehi Bishop, her lands and the educational mission they support. It is a precious link to the past and a passage to the future. A future where the Hawaiian people can thrive, where all the people of Hawaii can continue to share in the culture that was born in these islands.
Aloha, and welcome back to the Blaisdell Arena, to the 70th Annual Kamehameha School Song Contest. I'm Wayne Chang with Robin Makua.
Aloha, and how did you feel about that pre-show?
Well, the ho'ike is always well done, and this one is no exception. It was a beautifully done ho'ike presentation.
I really enjoyed that. I think I'll be using that in my class sometime in the future. Well, that was a visual interpretation of Na Kai e Walu, and in a few moments we will be carried off in a musical interpretation as each song we hear tonight tells us of a different part of Hawaii.
For 1992, the women of Kamehameha begin the festivities. Order performance is determined by the luck of the draw. The freshman class will compete only in the combined competition. They will sit out the men's and women's portion of this event.
They need only to perfect one song, where the other classes have to work on 3, one each for men and women, and their combined or co-ed number.
We met with each song leader a few days ago, and as they step up to the podium, we will let you at home hear some of their thoughts on Song Contest. Tonight's Oli, a welcoming chant, is performed by Kala'i Stern, a senior from Hau'ula, Oahu.
Kala'i is the son of William L. Stern Jr. and Elima Stern.
An accomplished vocal performer, Kala'i arranged tonight's Senior Girls Song Contest.
Ea mai Hawaii inui a kea. Ea mai loko mai o ka pō. Puka mai ka moku ka aina, ka lalani aina o Nu'umea, ka pai aina o I kukulu o ka hiki. Hānau o Maui he moku he aina. Nā kama o ka mālala walu e noho. Nā kuluwai e o haumea he kāne, nā hina nui alana he wahine. Loa molokai ke akua he kahuna, he pualena no Nu'umea. Kumai ke ali'i I kalani, ka haluku vai e o Tahiti. Loa alana I he keiki ho'okama, nā ke au kana I moi aku moia wale nuu o holani ke kapu no ulahina. Hānau ka ho'olawe he lopā, ki ina aku o ulahina. Moku ka piko ke kami ki kai ewe o keiki lele I komo I loko ka ape nalu ka ape ape kai ale ale. Loa ka malo ke kama, molokini ka moku, he iewe I he iewe ka moku. Kumai ahu kini ala he ali I mai ka nānā mu, mai ka api o ka ia, mai ka ale poi pū o hale hale kalani. Loa o ahu he wohi na ahu kini ala. Na laa kapu he kāne ia, na laa mea laa kona he wahine. Ho kau hua ho I loli ka nuupoki ali'i. I ka hea kapua no nea, I kauwile, ka po kapua makali'i. Hanau kaua I he ali'i, he kama, he pua ali'i, he huhui ali'i a Hawaii. Nā ke po kela o nā moku I pāhola I e kalani. Holo wale nā moku I holani I ka wewehi kapua kalana kila. Kuli I ka moko a kāne, kanaloa kai he laumeki I pola pola. Nāna I mahiki I vanalia, o vanalia ke kāne, o hanala a kawahine. Hanau ni I hau, he aina, he moku, he aina I kia a ka mole ka aina. E kolu lako keiki hanau I ka lā kahi. Ni I hau, ka ula, ni hoa pau mai pā ka mā kuahine. Oili moku ole mai mā hope. Aloha kākou.
As is our custom, we begin all gatherings with a pule. Senior Noilani Yokepa offers a prayer for this evening.
Noilani is the daughter of Elizabeth Yokepa of Hilo.
Please rise for the pule and remain standing for Hawaii Pono'i. E pule kākou. E ke akua I ka lani ki'e. O mākou ka ohana Kamehameha. E ākoa koa nei ma mua o I ka aha ho'okūkū mele. I ke ia makahiki umiku maiwa ka naiwa kumalua. Ke ho'ohanohano ia nei nā kai e walu. O ia ho'i ke lā me ke ia moku o ka pai aina aloha o Hawaii nei. Ko mākou o ne hanau. E olu e ho'opo mai ka I nā papa pau I ke ia po I ko mākou himeni ana. Nau no e kia'i a mālama mai ia mākou. Nā po'e alakai, nā kumu, nā opio, ko mākou ohana. E kau ko lima ma luna o mākou pākahi a pau. A ke pule nei mākou me ka ha'aha anō a me ka pi hoi ho'i. Me ke aloha mauloa o kau keiki, kai noa hemolele o Yesu Kristo. Amene.
Thomas Souza Santos III leads the assembly tonight in Hawaii Pono'i, our state anthem. He told us that he feels very honored to lead this song.
Hawaii Pono'i, everybody knows that song. It's like that link that everybody has. It's pretty special. And being that it's my last year, my aloha goes out to the school.
Thomas is the son of Thomas Jr. and Maudine Santos of Kaneohe, Oahu.
The introduction of our honored guests, Ho'okipa Mai, is Brandy Ka'ala Lau of the class of 92. Brandy is the student body president. She is the daughter of Henry and Brenda Lau of Crestview, Oahu.
Good evening, and welcome to the Kamehameha School's 70th Annual Song Contest. This year's competition theme is Nā Kai e Walu, the 8 seas which flow between the islands we'll be visiting tonight. Each class will sing songs unique to these islands of Hawaii, yet, like the islands combined, We, too, are one in spirit and in purpose. Before this evening's competition gets underway, there are some special guests in the audience who we would like to introduce. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. The trustees of the Kamehameha Schools, Bernice Hoy, Bishop Estate. Judge William Richardson, Chairman. First Vice Chairman, Representative Henry Peters and Mrs. Carolyn Peters. Second Vice Chairman, Mr. Oswald Stender and Mrs. Ku'ulei Stender. Secretary, Mr. Myron Thompson. Treasurer, Mr. Matsuo Takabuki. We are also pleased to have with us tonight the president of Kamehameha Schools, Dr. Michael Chun and Mrs. Baina Chun. And the principal of Kamehameha Secondary School, Mr. Anthony Ramus and Mrs. Suzanne Ramus. Now, enjoy as we explore and celebrate the uniqueness of the 8 islands of Hawaii.
Introducing our judges for tonight's contest is Kaihilei Kawai'aia, a senior. She lives in Oahu's newest city, Kapolei. She is the daughter of Walter H. Jr. and Luana L.P. Kawai'aia.
Tonight, each class will do its best to persuade the judges that they deserve the coveted prize. It is my honor to introduce this evening's judges. Please stand as you're being recognized, and please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Our first language judge is Mr. No'eo Warner, a 1972 graduate of Kamehameha. He is presently an instructor of Hawaiian language at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. He is the co-founder of Ahapu Nanaleo and very much involved in the Hawaiian language immersion program. Mr. Warner received his Master of Arts degree in English as a second language from the University of Hawaii at Manoa and is a Doctor of Philosophy candidate in educational psychology. Our second language judge is Mr. Lawrence Wong Jr., a 1983 Kamehameha graduate. He currently teaches Hawaiian language at the Kamehameha Secondary School. He is taught at Pu'unanaleo o Honolulu Preschool and with the State of Hawaii Department of Education Hawaiian Studies program. Mr. Wong has acted as translator for the Department of Education's Hawaiian Language Immersion Program and holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Pacific Island Studies from Hawaii Iloa College. Our first choral judge for tonight's festivities is Miss Dora Ah Chan, who received her Bachelor of Music degree from Oberlin Conservatory of Music in Ohio and her Master of Science degree from the Juilliard School of Music in New York City. Miss Ah Chan is a pianist who has performed with the Honolulu Symphony, has played many recitals as a soloist and accompanist, and has taught at a variety of music schools on Oahu. Our second choral judge is Dr. Anthony J. Palmer, who received his doctoral degree with distinction from the University of California at Los Angeles. Dr. Palmer is currently an associate professor of music at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. He has taught all grade levels from kindergarten through graduate school. Dr. Palmer has published several editions of choral music, as well as original choral compositions, and has conducted numerous workshops on choral music at local, state, and national conferences. Our overall judge in this evening's competition is Dr. Kalena Silva, a 1971 graduate of Kamehameha Schools Dr. Silva is currently a trustee of the Native Hawaiian Culture and Arts Program, a member of the Waianae Hawaiian Civic Club and Ahahui Olelo Hawaii, and a kumuhula from Halauhula o Maiki. Dr. Silva, in addition to a book co-authorship with Kauanoe Kamana, has authored several articles on Hawaiian music and language, and is now an associate professor of Hawaiian studies at the University of Hawaii at Hilo. Dr. Silva received his Doctor of Philosophy degree in ethnomusicology from the University of Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, our judges.
This year, the women will begin the competition. Paul Lyman, a senior, introduces the women's competition. He is the son of William Lyman and Diane Willocks.
The women of Kamehameha are angelic in appearance and in voice. Ehele mai, come with us as our women take you on a harmonious journey to the lush island of Molokai. Next, to La'anai, an island of simple beauty. And finally, to the youthful, fiery island of Hawaii, all in search of the New England Mother's Cup. May I have the order, please? Like to go first? Our first stop will be with the sophomore women as they take us to serene La'anai. Traveling on to our next destination, we will visit majestic Hawaii with the senior women. And for our last adventure, the junior women will take us to friendly Molokai. Ladies and gentlemen, na wahine o Kamehameha.
Presenting the sophomore women is Lisa Marie Kuipokalani Kidashima. Lisa plans to go to college, be a lawyer, work on computers, or be famous.
This could be the start of her career tonight. Lisa is the daughter of Eddie and Glenda Kidashima of Wahiawa, Oahu.
Tonight, Raina Lamb leads the sophomore women as they compete for the New England Mother's Cup. They will take you to Ko'ele on the island of La'anai with their rendition of Lei Ko'ele, composed by Dennis Kamakahi. This song tells of the hospitable people of La'anai and their precious Lei of Kaunaoa. So sit back and enjoy the mesmerizing voices of the sophomore women.
This is a big night for Raina Lamb.
Music is pretty much my life. I love music. I want to, pursue a career in music. So this is a really big step for me. And I just hope everything goes well.
Do too. She's at the podium for the first time tonight, but she's got a lot of musical experience. Her parents are David Lamb Jr. and Bernie Lamb.
Ika
Tribute to the people of Lanai. I think they would be proud.
And what a great thing to have the sophomore women first time in competition. What a wonderful job they've done.
Good job. The president of the senior class, Kahoku Wahiahi Soon, is proud to present the senior women.
The daughter of Francis W. Soon and Karen P. Brady, Kahoku says she waited a long time to be a song contest speaker.
Na Kuahivi Elima, composed by Helen Deshay Beamer, describes a relaxing car ride from Kona to Waimea. The 5 surrounding mountains are always in view. Feel the Kehau breeze from snow-capped Mauna Kea. Admire the glory of Hualalai, the majestic Mauna Loa, the cliffs of Kohala, and the distant Haleakala. Now, jump in and hele on with the senior women under the direction of Juliet Robinson as they take you on this beautiful ride to Waimea.
Although she has experience with instrumental music, Juliet Vehilani Robinson loves the challenge of directing the senior women.
To me, this is one more step up from that because I believe that vocal directing is much more difficult than instrumentation. You have to be sensitive to the needs that voices have, which are much different than instruments.
Hawaii.
because it seemed as if they actually put themselves in those cars and were on a trip around the island of Hawaii.
They took me there to all the four mountains on Hawaii and across to Alenuihaha to Maui. Wonderful.
Introducing the junior women is Tanya Mao. Tanya is one of the publicity directors for her class. She's the daughter of John and Corrine Mao of Maunalani Heights, Oahu.
Mai, maliu mai. Come, listen, and enjoy as we, the junior women, enchant you with our rendition of Molokai Nui Ahina. This song speaks of one person's love for the majestic island of Molokai, with its lush forest thriving with ferns, the kukui flower that blossoms at Lani Kaula, and the beautiful bays of Pi'ilani. Now, under the direction of the talented Elena Savaina, the women of the class of 1993 will take you to the lovely island of Molokai.
Elena Savainaea knows that it helps to bring out the best performance if each student understands the meaning of their song.
It does help, especially if it depends on the background. If it's real sweet, if it's sad, or if it's an exciting song, then they project that in their singing.
Sad I'm not from Molokai because I'd want to be after hearing that rendition.
The powerful voices of the men of Kamehameha are introduced by Senior Dominique Kuipo Waioira Johnson of Kailua. He is the son of Rodney Wayne and Christy K. Johnson.
Ikaika, strong. Kila Kila, majestic. Na'auo, intelligent. These words, ladies and gentlemen, describe the men of Kamehameha. Under the direction of their respective directors, the sophomore, junior, and senior men will compete for the coveted prize, the prestigious George Allison Andrus Cup. Tonight, you will hear the fine voices and melodic tunes of each class as they display their unique qualities. May I have the order, please? be off your feet. The senior men will sing first. The junior men will have the opportunity to sing for you second. And the sophomore men will serenade you last. Ladies and gentlemen, na kane o Kamehameha.
Obviously our fault. This is not the son, but it is the daughter of Rodney Wayne and Christy K. Johnson. Ryan Daniels from Kapa'akauai steps up to introduce the men of the senior class. According to him, it is not essential to win, but to be able to say that you sang with the pride of Kamehameha.
Kaho'olawe, to some people, is a place marred by destruction. But to many others, it is an island of rugged beauty which has come to symbolize the rebirth of the Hawaiian people. Few have seen the simple beauty, and even fewer have touched its shores. In the midst of the desolation, there are red plains, jagged cliffs, and of course the enchanting silver of the Hina Hina. With these treasures, Kaho'olawe will always have a special place among our islands. Tonight, led by the masterful hands of Kinohi Gomes, the men adorned in the silver like that of the Hina Hina will bring the island of ruin back to life for you. I present to you Kaho'olawe and the senior men.
The significance of this song contest is not lost on Senior Director Kinohi Gomes.
It's meaningful to other people too because it's such an issue to this day, especially among Hawaiian people, of what's happening to that island.
Kinohi comes from Makaha, Oahu. His parents are Vernon Gomes and Mapuana Gomes.
great senior men. They did a great job, and that Lake Coelho, wonderful song.
Well, that's their final performance as senior men in this competition.
Okay, the communications director of the class of 1993, Keola Montalban, is ready to introduce his class.
Waikapu, Wailuku, Waiehu, and Waihe'e are 4 beautiful streams on the island of Maui. Come, take a tour with the junior men in their song about these famous waters, Na Vai Kaulana, composed by Alice Namakelua. Tonight, under the direction of the artistic Eric Nunes, we shall take you on an unforgettable journey. Join us on a cruise as we listen to the powerful voices of the junior men.
Eric Kalavaia Nunes has been looking forward to this night, waiting to see
The expression on all the junior men's faces when they produce what they've worked so hard for. That one moment when they get to sing and show what they did.
Eric is from Kalihikai, Oahu. His parents are Mana Kalavaia Nunes and Gayleen Uilani Siasi.
Again, I just think of those 4 sacred waters and the winds of Maui, and it brings it all back. What a lovely island.
And this evening, we'll truly find out for the junior men if Maui is indeed Noka'oi.
From Lahaina, Maui, comes Haku Applegate to introduce the sophomore men. He is the 10th grade class president. His parents are John and Cornelia Applegate.
The Hawaiian people were great travelers who journeyed across vast distances in their many expeditions. Join us tonight, the sophomore men, as we begin our own wonderful journey on the island of Oahu. We will continue on past majestic Mount Ka'ala to our destination, the golden sands of Eva. It is here, along the serene waters of Pearl Harbor, that we find the beautiful pupu, or shell, which adorns the home of the shark goddess, Ka'ahupaho. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, under the direction of Mr. Peter Liu, I present to you the sophomore men of the class of 1994 with their song, Pupu A'o'ewa.
Peter Liu proves that song contest offers educational as well as musical benefits.
Song contest helps me to become more organized, and it is also an educational tool by which I learn about human relationships.
This 10th grader hails from Waiahole, Oahu, and is the son of Tony and Deborah Liu. You know, the first time Pupu O'Ewa made its debut was at Kahuku'onalani Church, which is in Pearl City, and it was during the time of King Kalakaua.
Freshman Kekuni Agard of Pearl City and the class of 1995 make their first appearance in tonight's contest. He's the son of Louis Agard, the third, and Carol Agard. He presents the co-ed competition.
We have now reached the final portion of tonight's song contest, the co-ed competition. And we continue our journey through Nakai Evalu, the 8 seas of our archipelago. This evening, Mele Apana will lead the senior class in a combination of 2 songs about the verdant island of Kauai. They are Uanani Kauai and Nani Vale Lihue. The juniors, led by Marcus Antai, will sing Nani Ko'olau, which speaks of the cool nights and the Ko'olau mountains of Oahu. Kikoa Kaluhiva will lead the sophomores in their song Kamalani o Kiaukaha, telling of someone special from Keaukaha on the Big Island of Hawaii. Under the direction of Ian Castino, the freshmen will perform their own medley for our unique island of Ni'ihau. The two songs are Nani Ni'ihau and Na'ale o Ni'ihau, which tells of Ni'ihau's precious shells. May I have the order, please? The first to sing tonight will be the juniors, followed by the freshmen. Next, we will hear from the sophomores, and we will hear last tonight from the seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women of Kamehameha.
Junior Marcus Ontai promises to put on a display of emotion as he directs his class.
Nani Ko'olau starts off as a very strong song. Then as it progresses, it changes into a more passionate and romantic mood, which I'll try to convey with my class through my facial expressions and hand motions.
Marcus is the son of Clifford and Yvonne Ontai of Kaimuki.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, thank you, juniors. You know, for those of us here who live on Oahu, I hope every time you drive up the Pali or Like, you'll remember this song and the beauty of the Ko'olau Range. Gorgeous song. Thank you. Ian Costino has a little more confidence in the freshman class than co-ed presenter and classmate Kikuni Agard.
Being our first song contest, we really don't have anything to follow. We have to start from scratch. I have a very talented class, and I'm proud to say that, yes, I think we have an excellent chance at song contest.
This young man from Kapa'a, Kauai is the son of Herbert Kikuavela and Victoria Kikuavela.
This is a very difficult arrangement, especially for young singers like these freshmen.
Okay, Kikuni said earlier, and he was very honest with us about their first rehearsal. He said, I thought we'd never get through it. Well, freshmen, you did. And to Ian, who led you, we're waiting for 3 more years after this year. What a fine job. Thank you, freshmen.
No freshman class has won the co-ed competition since 1978. Last year, they tied with the class of 91 for the Olelo Makuahine Award under the direction of Kekua Kaluhiva.
No, I wasn't surprised in winning the Hawaiian Language Award because a lot of my fellow students take Hawaiian language and therefore understand the Hawaiian language and know how to speak it.
After After attending college, Kekoa plans to become the governor of Hawaii. His parents are Roland Kaluhiva and Bernadine Akiona Kaluhiva of Kaneohe, Oahu.
Didn't they do a great job, the sophomores?
Beautiful song written by Auntie Lena Machado.
Yep, it makes me proud to be from that area. People from Keaukaha, I hope you heard that. Now, we go on, and the effervescent Mele Apana is honored to lead the class of 1992 for the 4th year in a row.
I think it's like more of like an opportunity for me. It's a privilege, opportunity to share my talents and my abilities and have an opportunity to share with the rest of my classmates.
This exciting leader from Kapa'a, Kauai, leads her class in a song about that island. Her mother is Charlotte Apana.
That's it for the competition. All the classes can relax now. But before we get to tonight's Ho'ike, everyone will now join together to sing the mass numbers. The seniors were outstanding. So were the sophomores, juniors, and freshmen. For the judges, who knows what's going to happen. They're going to all sing now. The whole student body will sing Imua Kamehameha and Kamehameha Waltz under the direction of senior Karina Noilani Tam. She's got a lot on her mind at this moment.
Are they really going to listen to me? Are they really going to follow my lead? But other than that is, there's too many people watching me and just butterflies all the way.
She is the daughter of Kenton and Karen Tam of Pearl City. She plans a career in the performing arts or communications.
Karina is a National Merit Scholarship finalist and plans to go on to college and study engineering. Robin and I have been to many, many song contests in the past, and it's really hard to remember when there has been one that has been this evenly matched. Many classes are just really doing a fine job. But I'm going to put Robin on a spot and see, Robin, do you have a prediction before this is over?
Well, I know so many of the students, I don't want to say. All I know is that I'm glad I'm not sitting in the judge's seat, because they're going to have a very tough time, determining who's going to win in all three areas of the competition tonight.
Okay, come on, Robin.
No, so I chicken out. No, I will not make a prediction.
Well, okay, you know what, Robin? I wouldn't either. Not sitting here and knowing the students, knowing the classes. I'm happy for anyone who wins, but they have to win. Someone has to win, and we're looking now. We have to wait for the judges and the compilation of the scoring, and if anything, I predict it's going to be a very close contest. In the years past, it may have been a point or two, but as we wait and as they're compiling, we are really eager to see what the students and the staff have done in preparation for tonight's Ho'ike.
Elisa Yadao is down on the main stage, and she has some background on what went into this Ho'ike performance.
Thank you, Robin. Tonight we've been treated to a musical journey across our island state. We've heard songs that describe Hawaii from Ni'ihau to Keaukaha. In tonight's Ho'ike, we will be treated to a visual tour of each island, portraying the feelings that Hawaiians have for their beloved Aina.
Ho'ike this year is going to bring to everyone's living room or into their hearts if they're there live a sense of what it might be, what it might feel like to be from a particular island. And we're doing that so that people can understand how Hawaiians feel about land. We're looking at projecting a certain personality for each of the islands. We looked at the different hula that we felt would represent each of the islands, and got our personality for each island from the words, from the poetry. And what we're doing essentially dance-wise, hula-wise in the Ho'ike is we're presenting what we feel are dances that capture the spirit of that island. And so, and it takes on, it's wonderful because it takes on different colors and textures as we move from one island to the next. And somehow we think that it also captures the personality. So in looking at a particular island, say the Big Island, if we do a dance about Kamehameha's warriors, for example, we want the audience to understand the personality better by taking a look at the dances that we've chosen and the manner in which we've decided to stage it. We also think it's healthy for the students to get that kind of understanding about their land. Not just, we don't have our land today, our land was taken away, etc., much of which is true. But we want to give them maybe opportunities to make some decisions about that in the future. Well, look at the poetry, the love of the land, how you feel about being from Hawaii, and perhaps that's going to influence the way they will choose to guide their life, in terms of, will Hawaii be here, and what are they going to do about it? But the most important question that is posed through the entire Ho'ike is really not just how Hawaiians feel about land, but will there be land here for Hawaiians in the future? And rather than taking a very, getting influenced by the political side of it, the controversial side of it, we say, let's look at the poetry. And then let's ask that very same question. Will there be land? Will there be a legacy of land for our children, for my son? Will he have a place that he can call home when he grows up? And what we're hoping the audience will feel is a sense of renewal.
You are listening to Randy Fong, and Randy Fong is the overall coordinator for the Ho'ike. There are other people who are involved in Ho'ike, and I'd like to mention them in their role. One of the other people who work very hard with Ho'ike is Holua Stender. Holua is the chant and dance teacher at Kamehameha. But all these people come together and they work at developing the themes as well as the hula, as well as the music. Also with the group is Les Sabalas. Now, Les came on with us this year. He is a teacher of music at Kamehameha. And to Les went the job of putting together all of the music that had to accompany the Ho'ike. Now, we also have Nu'ulani Atkins. Nu'ulani is in charge of all of the costumes and also his input and everything else.
You know, Nu'u has been involved for many years, and now he has a son who is a 10th grader, so not only is he, you know, doing his thing with the Ho'ike preparation, but he's also, I think he's got that on his mind too, about his son, who's going to win. And he's been very helpful and very creative with his costumes that he's chosen over these past few years.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. And you know, there's another person, though, that is involved with Ho'ike, and that's Gayla Trailer. You're going to hear in Ho'ike a lot of music underlying. It's a synthesizer. And everything is original in terms of the music that has to be put together and the arrangements. They all have to be written. Randy writes it, feeds it to Gayla, and we sit back and see how it works together.
You know, all of our students are chosen by a specific audition process. Wayne, what goes into that planning stage where we have to get all these students, you know, prepared? I know that we had many students come out and try out for these few spots that we have in Ho'ike. How do we go about casting our performers?
We put an open call in the student announcements, and we usually get between 200, 300, sometimes 400 students who want to be a part of the Ho'ike. And this year it was really difficult because we envisioned Ho'ike as being kind of a small group of players, of dancers, and there were only 40 children, 40 students who were selected. So there were a lot of fine hula dancers and musicians in the school who were not able to be a part of this Ho'ike. But the selection was done on a point system, an audition system. Once they were brought in, there are a lot of expectations for the Ho'ike participants that are not there for the regular school students. An example is if you're on academic probation. Academic probation has a different meaning for Ho'ike than it does for the actual school. So it's a bit tougher. But that's it, Robin.
Do most of our students have prior hula training, or do they just come to us, some of them with just raw talent, or?
It's difficult. You know, the girls, obviously, statewide, many of the girls have been taking hula for years and years and years. And they come in with many different styles. And it's up to us, as those who work the Ho'ike, to bring the styles together to represent one type of dance. Now, the boys. Okay. There are a few boys. We have 2 boys in Ho'ike this year who were both past Master Keiki Hula from the hula competition that's done by the Keiki Hula by Palaman the Arts. And they're fine dancers and been dancing since they were young boys. But most of the boys have no experience at all. So they come in and we start with, hopefully they're in Holowa's chant class, so we have a daily working with the students. Otherwise, they come in and we start at scratch, at step 1. This is how you move your foot. This is how you bring it back. So it's really a challenge with the boys. And I hope, you know, what you see tonight, keep in mind that many of these boys had no hula experience before, but we'll see what they do tonight.
Well, oftentimes it's their deep interest that carries them through these rehearsals and through a fine performance. So Wayne, what has your particular role been with Ho'ike? You've been saying a lot of things about, you know, we've been doing this and that. Well, what have you specifically been doing for Ho'ike?
Well, I'm part of that team, and you know, we started back in actually in September trying to develop a theme, and we've met many times. All the people I listed before: Randy, Holo, Nu'u, Les, Gayla. And we tried to develop it, and I'm part of that team as well. So, you know, for 6-7 weeks of the year, especially from January on, I'm at Kamehameha schools. After my job during the day, I'm up at the Performing Arts Building. On Tuesday nights, we have the girls. On Thursday night, the boys. And as it gets closer to song contest, it is just a much stricter and faster rehearsal pace. this morning we had a final teching here and got home and came back. So, you know,
You've
Robin.
taught some of the numbers, haven't you?
I've taught some of the numbers, but you know, there's something even more important. And you know, Robin here is the year that she graduated was 1978. I was her teacher, and oh, it makes me feel so old. But Robin, in 1975, that was my first year teaching. Robin was a freshman. Something very special happened that year, and it's the only time it happened.
Yes. We won the song contest in the co-ed division as freshmen. So we'll see if it's going to happen again. Every year I wait to see if the freshmen are going to pull it off again. And hopefully, well, we'll see what happens.
Okay. I hope they do well. But now, it is getting ready. It is time. Ho'ike is going to begin, and we'll wait and see and enjoy what the students have to offer us. To Ho'ike.
Yes, Kavelu.
What's a legacy?
Well, Kavelu, a legacy is something that is inherited, something very special that is handed down generation to generation.
Like what, Papa? My teacher says that our land is a legacy. What does that mean?
Well, Aina Aloha is very special. It was cherished and cared for by our kupuna. Our kupuna loved the land. When I was your age, my tutu told me some wonderful stories about our islands. And you know, I remember them.
Were separate kingdoms, each with its own ruling chief. The island of Hawaii was once ruled by the famous chief Keawe. Many rulers with great mana came forth from this land, and all the other kingdoms knew of their strength and power. Lani claimed 4 islands as his kingdom. Maui was the home of sacred chiefesses whose favor were sought after by rulers hoping to increase the mana of their lineage. Kaho'olawe is cherished as our seafarers' landmark on the way to Tahiti and a place of renewal. Lanai was a hospitable refuge, especially Polihau, and prophets like Lanikaula created a mystique about Molokai.
Aia moka kai kuiwa, I ka aina vale o ka lau papa. Aia moka kai kuiwa, I ke kula vale o ka lau papa. E papa o lelo kaua, oia I kamana o mea u. E papa o lelo kaua, oia I kamana o mea u. Te tu I moku ho'oniki, aue I niki vela vela kai ala. Te tu I moku ho'oniki, aue I niki vela vela kai ala. Ala a poku I ke au, kai alele I ka moana. Ala a poku I ke au, kai alele I ka moana. Haina ia mai kapuana, aia morota I kuiwa. Haina hau mai kapuana, aia morota I kuiwa.
Its history, Oahu has been the crossroads for natives and foreigners alike. A major port of call, Oahu is where people celebrated tradition while experiencing change. We know this because we have seen it. We have been a part of the changing times of this land.
Ponono keluhana ahana ahekuni leu leu oe pehe ala kanoho wana ahana ika olu o halaulani ahelani nui oe na u ahana na ke ya nui kino kou kino noho mali e ahana ike o a amakua ke aloha e na au ahana kahiwa ia o ke walo ua o e na au ahana he ole e malihu mai haina mai kapuana ahana ua ponono ke uhana haina hou kapuana ahana kahiwa ia o mamala e alaha e ala e aha e ie
So much remains unknown about Kauai. Long before Chief Mano Okalanipo, the ancient spirits looked with pride on Kauai. Honoring tradition, its people have always respected the source of their sustenance. Nestled in Kauai's shadow is the island of Ni'ihau, so distant, so unreachable. In many ways, these lands have remained unconquerable.
o no hili, me ka paha paha leia o puli hale. Ike o me kania o no hili, me ka paha paha leia o puli hale. Ike ka wai ula o mana, na ni I hola I o ka una lewa. Ike ka wai ula o mana, na ni I hola I o ka una lewa. Ai o ka makanila he kiu, ike ia e ka noela I ni hau. Ai o ka makanila he kiu, ike ia e ka noela I ni hau.
Of the legacy of our beloved lands.
But Papa, do I have a legacy? Will I have something to inherit? Will this land still be here for me?
I hope so, Cabello.
I hope so too, Papa.
Thank you very much. You know, there were some very special guests in Ho'ike this year. One in particular, Auntie May Lobenstein, agreed to be a participant, and she danced that song for Kaho'olawe. Also, another guest, Eli Nahulu, class of 1955, who portrayed Papa in the scenario, and our narrator, Kahu James Mersberg, Kamehameha Schools, class of 1951, and Kavelu.
Yes, and Kavelu. Let's not forget Kavelu, who portrayed the young man. He's my student.
Oh,
class of
here they
1997.
Here they come. You know, land means everything to a Hawaiian. It is our legacy from the past, and most certainly our hope for the future.
Kaylin Kanani Oda is the coordinator of student activities, and she introduces tonight's award presenters. Kaylin is from Hawaii Kai and is the daughter of Robert and Tara Oda.
To the portion of tonight's competition where the students, some anxious, some worried, and all excited, will find out who impressed the judges the most. The Louise Aoi McGregor Award recognizes the student director who has shown impressive leadership, organization, dedication, and passion for music throughout rehearsals. Mrs. Calvin McGregor will announce tonight's recipient.
On behalf of my family, it gives me great pleasure to present the Louise Aoi McGregor Award to Elena.
Okay, that was a hard one for Mrs. McGregor. That's Elena Savainaya.
Yes, and Elena is in her second year of leadership with her class. She led last year in the girls' competition, this year again. And according to our special events people who take care of this award, she is a very organized, very talented, very with it leader. So our congratulations to you, Elena.
All right, Elena. You know, Elena Savainaya is also a wonderful dancer, but you know, there's a rule that if you are a leader, you cannot be a participant in Ho'ike.
Right.
But Elena will be going with the schools to the South Pacific this October.
The Olelo Mokuahine, or Mother Tongue Award, is dedicated to the memory of former trustee Richard Lyman Jr. It recognizes the class who has achieved superior usage of the Hawaiian language within their song. This sought-after award will be presented by Dr. Michael J. Chen.
Too legit to quit.
Oh, well, too legit to quit, that is the senior
That
class.
refers to the senior class,
senior
92
class.
legit to quit. That was their motto, their class motto. And as the presenter said, this award is given to the class that shows us the best in Hawaiian language. The Olelo Makuahine Award given to our senior class for their correct pronunciation and their usage of the Hawaiian language.
The men of Kamehameha have worked long and hard to compete for the George Allenson Andrus Cup. This award commemorates a former music director of the boys' school. Mr. Anthony Ramus will present this award.
I want to present this cup to the senior men.
Okay, they did a great job, seniors.
You know, the last time a senior class won in their junior and senior year was the class of 1985. They won in 1984 as juniors and then 1985 as seniors. And here we have, oh, we've waited so long for this to happen again.
To happen again, yes. And you know, it's a very deserving class from the leadership down to the students, and it's a well-deserved trophy. Congratulations to the senior men.
They should be very proud of their performance.
In 1922, the New England Mothers Cup was donated by Mrs. E.G. Scoville and given to the winners of the women's competition. Now, 70 years later, it will be awarded to the women who have captured the hearts of the judges. This year's winners will be announced by Mrs. Baina Chun.
This year's winners are wearing red.
Oh, my!
Oh, I knew there was an upset here. What you don't expect, it came through. The juniors deserve this cup.
Molokai should be so proud of their rendition of Molokai Nui Ahina. The last time a junior women's class won, again, that was the class of 1985 and 1984, and they wore the color red.
Red has got to be that buzz color, I guess. They did a fine job. Congratulations, junior women, Molokai Nui Ahina. It's always exciting to see this kind of thing happen in a competition, to make it look as if, not to look, it is a competition. It's not a senior win situation. The juniors have done a good job.
The Charles E. King Trophy is awarded each year to the class who has successfully combined both women's and men's voices. This year's winners will be announced by Judge William Richardson.
Before announcing this award, I would like to thank all the students for the hard work that they have put into for this program, and also thank the judges. I know how difficult it has been for them to come to a decision. Nevertheless, they have decided that this year's Charles E. King Cup should go to the seniors.
That's the one.
Again, too legit to quit.
Yes, you know, this deserves a lot of people, the seniors, every single one of them. They did a fine, solid performance to their director, Melia Panna, who really drew this together and brought the best out of her class. A lot of this award goes right to Melia Panna, but to the whole senior class. Wonderful, wonderful rendition for Kauai.
Mele must be so proud of her class, being from Kauai, singing a Kauai song. There she is, taking her bows. Seniors have not lost the combined competition since 1985. There's that magic number again, 1985.
Boy, I kind of forgot all about that class, but they sure did sweep a lot, yeah?
Oh yeah, they swept their junior and senior year.
Okay, now one of the things that's very important here at Kamehameha is that we have our winners. We have the seniors winning the co-ed cup, the senior men winning the men's competition, the junior women winning the girls' cup, and the other awards coming in. But what's important is that we are Kamehameha.
We are, and we should be so very proud of all of our students.
All of them.
Who participate and, you know, who learn so much about their culture and about their language through this event.
And now, what we have to look forward, we are just finishing with this evening. The excitement is high, but you know, about another hour, reality is going to sit in, and there are going to be 3 classes here, the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, who are going to start preparing for next year. Believe me, they will start right away.
You know, Wayne, for the 2 of us being graduates of Kamehameha schools, I don't know about you, but I feel so proud that this tradition has lasted for 70 years, and I hope it goes on for another 700 years.
It will. And now the students, look at them, they are getting ready, posing, they're bringing all students to their feet. And here again, this is what is important about Kamehameha. Yes, we have different classes, but we are all one. We are all part of Kamehameha as students and family watching on. Okay. This has been a wonderful night of Hawaiian song and dance.
Even though this event has grown in size and scope over the years, it has humble roots in that night in Kalihi 70 years ago.
These are the faces of the future. It has been my pleasure to be here tonight, Wayne, as we turn another page in the Diary of Song Contest.
Yadao and Robin Makua, this is Wayne Chan. Thank you for joining us. Imua Kamehameha.
Kamehameha.